Conference is always something we circle right at the beginning of the year as a big target. Kind of how our schedule's been laid out, it's really all pointed to conference and regionals. So, if you look at how our men's team is doing, we're coming off of our best team race at Pre-Nats this last weekend. So, yeah, we're in good shape to where we want to be.
The men's race at Pre-Nats was a big step forward, and definitely, in cross country we're always looking for what we kind of call a complete race, which means at least 5 really solid races out there on the course, because we obviously score through 5 athletes, and they definitely did that.
It was really great to have an awesome team performance at Pre-Nats. It gave us a lot of confidence going into conference and regionals, especially knowing that we didn't even run all of our top 7 athletes. We were still missing Hugh. So having him back in the picture, having Sam gain more fitness, having Andy lead us up front, and then me, Jacob, Daniel, and Curry closing out the pack. I think we're in for a strong performance.
I think we'll be, right in the mix with kind of Santa Clara, battling for probably that 4th spot, which is, really kind of what we thought coming into the season. And if we can get that done, we'll be happy. We're obviously working with a pretty new men's roster this year.
Kind of as predicted, Andy Snyder's kind of been our top guy pretty consistently, but what I've kind of been excited about is basically we've kind of had a different number 2 and 3 throughout progression of the season.
I think heading into conference and regionals especially, our fitness is only going to get better. We're only going to perform better as a team.
This season's been interesting. We have a really big young group, so we chose to redshirt a number of girls. So we're working with a little bit of limited depth, so we really put the focus on just trying to use the regular season to just keep taking steps forward, to be ready for conference and regionals, what we call our championship season. It's almost 2 separate seasons in our sport, and we've been happy with the progress. Of all the meets we've run, going back to our invitational in August, we feel like we've taken little steps, putting together more complete team races every time, and hopefully ready to take a bigger step now. Eva, has had a really strong career. She ran her undergrad at the University of Portland and is here as a grad transfer, and has just progressed really steadily over the last 4 or 5 years. But we felt like coming off a track season and the summer she was ready to take a big step forward this fall. Kind of convinced her of that going into the GRIAC meet, and told her, you need to go into the race expecting to win and executing to try to win. Which was kind of a new thing. She's been really good, but she hasn't really been at the front trying to win races individually. And she did that at GRIAC. She trusted the plan. She executed a brilliant race and ran away from the field, and I think that was a big step for her, mentally and emotionally, to really understand the level she's ready for.
Yeah, it's been really nice being in the mix and being in the position to win these races. I kind of didn't expect it coming into the season, but I guess the fitness was there, and Pat said to trust it and go for it. So yeah, it's been a nice start to the season. But I think it's definitely going to give me confidence coming into these bigger races. Obviously, we have conference up first. BYU have some really strong girls this year, so they'll be good to give me a tough race at conference, and then obviously into like regionals and hopefully nationals.
This team should be right in the mix with Portland and with Gonzaga, to hopefully have a chance to be runner-up in the conference. I think those 3 teams are really well matched. The difference between 2nd and 4th isn't going to be much. Obviously, we'd like to come out on the front end of that mix.
It'll be a slightly smaller field, which will be nice, a little kind of break from that before regionals. And I think, our fitness is just getting better and better every week. Pat and Tim always emphasize we're going to be ready for the meets that matter, which are conference and regionals and the championship meets. So yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting to see what we can do.